Hey, Battle Built, here with another video. Getting into some more Go Battle League battles for Season 8. Not quite. We're actually going to do some practice Go Battle League battles because yesterday or earlier today, depending on when you get this video and what time zone you're in, was Tepid Community Day. And with its Community Day, its final evolution of Emboar received the Community Day charge move of Blast Burn. So we need to find out if it was worth grinding, obviously for the triple Stardust, but if it was worth grinding for any of the potential Go Battle League leagues like Masters, Ultra, or Great. Now, in my own opinion, I think that Emboar is going to have the most play in Ultra League, specifically Ultra Premier, if any play at all. So what I'm going to do is not run an actual Go Battle League, because running it in Master League just sounds like you want to tank your elo completely. We're going to do some practice battles with it in Ultra Premier against some of my Twitch viewers and see how it holds up, and again, if it has any type of play. So if you're excited for this kind of content, if you're ready to see these battles, see Emboar in action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's jump into these battles. So a couple quick things as we get into the first battle. Like I said, these are not JBL, they're practice battles. You'll see it's not the usual YouTube screen, and the team is in the bottom right corner. The main reason for that, ooh, Sylveon hype, respect it. Main reason for that is I don't know if I'm going to stick with this team. I don't know if this is the best team comp to potentially put around Emboar, so it might change as time goes on. And then the other part is, actually I forgot what the other part was, so it doesn't matter. So let's get into this next battle, or get into this first battle. Gonna get to the Hydro Cannon here. We have to worry about the Charmer. We'll probably just play out this lead. Sylveon took that Hydro Cannon pretty well. Also, I'm doing these live. This is all for the YouTube audience, just in case y'all don't know or not. And I'm going to probably end up shielding if they get to a move. Ooh, it doesn't get to a move. What are the charge moves on Sylveon? Is he running triple charm? Am I being memed right now? Am I being memed right now? Well, his team comp seems to be doing relatively well against triple charm. We can say that. And one positive thing about Emboar is, well, not actually, it's really not a positive thing, because even though it is a fire type that would typically resist charm, it's also a fighting type, so it actually takes neutral here. But then you can think about it in the reverse. Oh, this is not triple charm. That's awkward. I was gonna say, you can think about it in the reverse as a fighting type that's also a fire type that takes it's a fighter that takes neutral. There's Blast Burn the Flycon that does a lot of damage. Building up to the Blast Burn took a while. We're running Ember as the fast move, and Emboar is supposed to be like a Vine Whip clone, but this is taking forever to actually generate energy. At least it feels like it. They're mud-shotting away. We're going to come in with Tangrowth. That seems to be the best potential play. Do have to worry about that Alolan Ninetales in the back. Do need to worry about the Weather Ball from it, so we're going to let this charge move come through. We resist ground, so even though Earth Power is a hard-hitting move, we're not too phased by it. Dragon Claw, not going to do a bunch of damage. Tangrowth carrying. Emboar, not doing too much. The Blast Burn was resisted, but it did heavy damage. So, but then again, Flygon's super glassy also. So then they just come back in with their Charmeleon and Ninetales. We throw back-to-back super effective Rock Slides. One will get the shield. The other one will hopefully take out the remaining health. Let's find out shortly on this episode of Battle Build Tests Emboar in Ultra League Premier Battles. That did not do enough damage. Are we going to lose this by getting straight charm down? I think we're going to be able to just mud shot down in time. This ended up being insanely close. The mud shot went through, so even if he somehow was at 2 weather balls, that should take him out, and that is GG to my opponent in match number 1. So team comp beats double charm. It was definitely a fun double charm to run into, seeing the Sylveon hype, and then also Flygon in the back. So definitely the off-meta team that you might not expect to run into, and Emboar didn't really contribute much. But like I said, I don't exactly have the highest expectations for it. I just think that its best potential play will be in Ultra Premier. So if we want to see if there is any avenue where it can do something, it would be here. And if it can't do anything here, then, you know, questions answered. just get the triple Stardust and the shiny as well. I mean, past tense. You just definitely didn't need PvP IVs for your Emboar. Getting into this next battle, gonna make a slight correction. In the last battle, I said Ember was a Vine Whip clone, or close to a Vine Whip clone. I mixed up Ember because of the fact that Ember and Karate Chop got buffed around the same time, and Karate Chop is what became the Vine Whip clone, not Ember. I actually had no idea what Ember became close to. And Ember is definitely not really a clone of any move, and it's also really not a great move, as you could see from the last match when we were trying to generate energy with it. Wow, Battle Bill out here calling baits on an Icy Wind. What a play. We're going to want to stay in this matchup. I guess, technically speaking, like, Emboar might have a decent matchup here. I'm not even 100% sure about that, because we deal neutral fire damage. We'd resist the ice. Shadow Ball would still hurt. You definitely don't want Tangrowth here, even though Tangrowth could deal super effective Rock Slide damage. So honestly, Swampert's our best bet here. Now the real question is, do we just let the Shadow Ball come through and then Ember down to try and give Emboar some play? Emboar with Ember. It's over farming like crazy. We're going to let this come through. I'm actually fully expecting another Icy Wind, because I would expect him to Icy Wind and try to Hex me all the way down. And that's exactly what's going to happen, except for the fact that hexing me all the way down is not going to happen. So, on the bait, big move, big play. We have a shield advantage. We're going to have another Hydro Cannon. What does my opponent decide to do? They let their Driploom go down. So it's nice to leave this with lead. And wow. Oh no, we're going to get... Oh, what a swap. I didn't know what to do there. That was a good swap. Now they have the whole Berserker back there. So it's like... I gotta bring in the Pokemon that's gonna deal double resisted Vine Whip damage, but at least we have access to Rock Slide here. That was a really good play to stop me from using my Hydro Cannon. And that Dragon Tail from Dragalge. I don't know how to pronounce this stupid dragon's name. Thankfully, we have Rock Slide here. We're gonna try to get this as low as possible. We're going to try to save these shields. Should have not shielded there. Beta Bill's back. Beta Bill's back. You'll have to see it. Definitely a little bit worried about Berserker doing heavy damage to the Emboar with the Shadow Claw generation and close combat, just based on the fact that you generate a bunch of energy before swapping, but you decide to shield that, which is pretty huge. I'm definitely going to let whatever other move... Oh, what a swap. Ooh. It's quite the team comp we're going up against. My opponent's making some really good plays, though. I'll tell you that much. I definitely respect it. Rock Slide, not going to do much there, but we're going to come in with Emboar, and we're going to Ember this thing all the way down. Foul play would be resisted because of our fighting typing. We're going to let this charge move come through and not get baited. What a play. That's how glassy Emboar is, though. That foul play resisted, still did a lot of damage. We have to shield here. This is definitely a close combat. For the same amount of energy, there's no reason to throw a foul play. Get off another Ember. Now, hopefully, with the fact that Emboar has such a high attack stat, I would win CMP. I'm pretty confident that was a CMP tie. Gonna get off the Blast Burn. It'll be resisted. It hits hard, but not hard enough. That was a CMP tie, though. The Aqua Tail is gonna come through, take out the Emboar, and... Oh my god. That not doing enough damage is gonna cost us the entire match, especially because he caught the Rock Slide. Oh my god. What a loss, bro. It just goes to show how much of a... Oh, and that's a full outrage. It wasn't even the Aqua Tail. That just goes to show how much of a struggle Emboar is. But my opponent made some really good plays. That was quite the spice team. Drifblim lead, Dragalge, if that's the way you pronounce it, and then Berserker. Yeah, I definitely should have been able to pull off that dub there. And Emboar kind of held us back. My opponent making some really good plays also is what led them to the victory. So GG to my opponent there. So not only did my last opponent make some really good plays there, but Emboar, considering how glassy it is, needs to hit harder with Blast Burn. And that was definitely something that held us back in potentially pulling off the dub in the last match. Getting into the next one, I was going to say, I'm starting to feel like all my opponents are running double charm strats. We got Gardevoir and then Gallade as a safe swap. So we're gonna Hydro Cannon this Gallade. We'll swap into Tangrowth. We got a shield, which is nice. They're at 3 confusions, 4 confusions, 5 confusions, 6 confusions. We'll throw the Power Whip here. This could easily be a bait. Probably is a bait. Not a bait. Good thing I shielded. Come on, these are my Twitch viewers. My Twitch viewers should know that I'm baited Bill. That should have been an obvious bait. But I definitely needed to shield there because of the fact that Emboar is not going to do great against a Gallade with Confusion being super effective. So now does the Gardevoir come back in? That Power Whip took out the debuffed Gallade's remaining health. They come back in with the Gardevoir with all that charm damage. The question now is, how much damage does Power Whip from Tangrowth do against a Gardevoir? Not that we see too many Gardevoirs specifically in Ultra Premier, but we do see a bunch of Charmers in general in Ultra Premier. Don't want to take neutral charms on Emboar. Don't want to take neutral charms on Swampert. Take the neutral charms on Swampert because I'll get to these charge moves quicker. And at least stop them from getting to a charge move, which could have potentially been a Shadow Ball or Dazzling Gleam. I feel like this will take out the Gardevoir's remaining health. It does not. Wow. Gardevoir tanky? I mean, it is not a Shadow version of it. I want to like... Okay. Well, this is the exact situation you'd want Emboar in for. I almost don't want to shield here because let's test Emboar. Let's see if it can survive a Sludge Bomb. They throw a Frenzy Plant trying to bait Bill, which is not too surprising. Honestly, I don't even think there's a point in me throwing the Blast Burn, even though it'd be super effective, because the Embers did a good chunk of damage. You get the Venusaur really low, and the Rock Slides can do the remaining, so save some energy there. Ember down the Gardevoir. GG's. Definitely looked like a team comp that set up Emboar well there. I'm having a hard time saying it because Emboar's got a fast attack of Ember, and it's like, how do I not mix up the two of them? But I guess that's the one situation you want Emboar for. It does do very well against Venusaur. Resisting Frenzy Plant. I actually am quite curious how much a Sludge Bomb would do, but I don't think... I mean, no, I know for a fact Sludge Bomb wasn't going to do enough to take out the Emboar, even if we were playing the no shields, and the Embers were chunking away, so that is a positive. It just took forever to get the charge moves, unfortunately. Ember's really not an amazing move, and it's really making it look like it's more of a struggle for Emboar to get to the Community Day move of Blast Burn because of it. So I don't think this team comp with Emboar is actually that bad. I think it can have some decent play. It's more like the Element team comp that you see in a lot of Ultra Premier battles with like Charizard and Venusaur and Swampert. Except instead of Venusaur, we have Tangrowth. Instead of Charizard, we have Emboar. And obviously, one thing that would be really weak to is like dragons because of the fact that we're fire, grass, and water Pokemon. But at least Emboar and Tangrowth both do have Rock Slide for that specific situation when going up against like a Dragonite. You did see us struggle against Dragalge specifically. But in general, outside of running into that dragon weakness, if you really want to try out Emboar, I don't recommend it, even though it's only been a few battles, and Emboar hasn't looked too terrible, but it's been set up in very nice situations, to say the least. You have to keep in mind that these aren't exactly Go Battle League battles, they're practice battles, and I'm going up against my Twitch chatters. So it's possible that some of them might not be running specific team comps to try their hardest, or maybe they are, and maybe, you know, Emboar's a goat. No, I'm just kidding. Well, they double shielded here, so this sets up Emboar pretty well. We're going to come in, Ember it down. They're going to swap immediately, and I'm going to actually stay in because against a Scrafty, can only pup. I'm not too worried about the foul plays because of the fact we resist it. These counters are going to add up, so if we could get this Blast Burn off sometime today, that'd be pretty nice. The question becomes now, how much damage does an Emboar Blast Burn do neutrally? And that's a nice amount of damage, but I really would prefer more when my Pokemon is as glassy as it is. I'm going to let this come through too. This is probably the foul play. It's also boosted. Oh, look at that. We out here saving these two shields. Call them bluffs. Going to try and go for the Vine Whip down. Going to fall just short. I honestly kind of feel like This is probably just another power up punch, but I'm going to shield at this point just to be safe. It's just another power up punch. If the Alolan Ninetales does come back in, we at least have the Rock Slide ready for it. Let's see what my opponent decides to do here. They come back in. Rock Slide going to be super effective. Alolan Ninetales was low. Should take out. Now the question is, what is their last Pokemon? Last Pokemon is a Jellicent. So now, if there is a team comp that you're going to see in Ultra Premier battles, it's going to be Alolan Ninetales, Scrafty, Jellicent. Do I think the team comp that I'm currently running beats it in the way that I'm currently playing against it? Oh, that was way too soon. This has got to be a Bubble Beam. I'm going to say no. I think my opponent's mistake here was double committing in the lead matchup, which I think was enough to set them back and letting me win this match. They definitely could have taken a loss in the lead matchup. Swampert beat Alolan Ninetales and did very well there. Could have played out the one shield. I would have, I guess, lined up Tangrowth on the Jellicent and then Emboar on the Scrafty. I don't know. I wonder how that matchup would have panned out if the lead was played a little bit differently. But the two shields being committed the way they were definitely allowed me to win. Either way, GG to my opponent, and we pulled off a dub against a super meta team there. All right, let's get into this next match. We're going to have Swampert on Swampert lead. This is always a fun lead to play out, because it's the battle of CMP, which my Swampert always loses because it's a rank 1 Swampert with 0 attack IV. So that's always super ideal when trying to win a mirror match. We'll let this charge move come through. If we could sneak in an extra mud shot, that'd be great. But we definitely don't want to overfarm or get to 100 energy and then be behind on top of the fact that we lose CMP. So we're matching Hydro Cannons here. While CMP, we'll shields here once. We'll most likely play out the one shield. I'm sure my opponent will also commit. Now, what I would prefer to do, since I seem to be at 2, or not, I'm not at 2. Oh, they decided not to throw immediately. Either that or I am that mud shot ahead. But I don't think so. I'm not sure if it actually snuck through. Oh, wow. Okay. They let their Swampert go down. I was honestly going to take the L there once they got to it and then farm down with Tangrowth. They come in with a Kingdra, which could definitely be a problem. Thankfully, I'm able to just get to Earthquake. And we do have Tangrowth, which isn't exactly a hard counter because Kingdra's a water dragon, so it's taking neutral from grass. That landing is pretty huge. They're going to Dragon Breath me all the way down. I do want to save a shield for Emboar whenever I can. So this is an Outrage. We're going to let it come through. It is an Outrage. That hurts, but Tangrowth is pretty thick. Question becomes, what is it? 1, 2, 3. I don't have a choice of shields. Bad shield, bad shield, bad shield. 1, 2. Oh man, I thought I screwed that up. I thought I played that into a lost CMP matchup. Okay. 1 Rock Slide. The Embers are actually like adding up. Oh, that's a mistake by my opponent trying to overfarm to prepare for both my Emboar and my Tangrowth. But I think Emboar's health's pretty high. Rock Slide being double super effective to handle the potential flying weakness that Emboar would have. And then it Embers down a Kingdra. Pretty huge considering that was double resisted. But my opponent needed to set up a very specific situation there where they Brave Birded and then were able to then get another Incinerate through to Brave Bird my Tangrowth or potentially swap out. But it wasn't looking very likely there. They weren't in the best situation just based on the pure fact that I was almost at the next Rock Slide and then they would have needed 1 Incinerate minimum to get to a second Brave Bird. But GG to my opponent there. And Emboar having that Rock Slide to cover for its flying weakness because it's a fighter. Relatively clutch at least. Going into the next battle, can Emboar pull off some more of its clutchness with Rock Slide? Oof. Galvantula. Now, I know my Twitch chatters can be pretty savage, so I'm pretty confident this Galvantula is coming hot and heavy with something that my Swampert is going to be a bit afraid of, aka Energy Ball. So let's see how my opponent decides to play this. We land that, and honestly, they're definitely at the Energy Ball here. Why did I overfarm? That was a bad play. I should have thrown immediately. I don't want to get Energy Balled. I'm going to let it come through. Oh, they lunged. I swear he's running Energy Ball. I swear he is. It would have worked perfectly there. Let's throw this Hydro Cannon. Potentially gets a shield. They potentially let the Galvantula go down. Okay. It should be at another lunge here. I actually want to take the loss here. Actually, ooh. And they didn't get another Volt Switch through. What is going on? I actually want to take the loss here so I can come with Emboar and farm. I feel like if you want to set up Emboar for any type of success on this team comp, you need to bring it in and farm with it. Oof, I was about to say, is my opponent purposely throwing? Because you have to, again, keep in mind, I'm battling my Twitch viewers. Might have some quote-unquote paid actors in here. But that finally came through. They're definitely at 2 moves here. We're going to come in with Ember, though. Oh. Can oh my god. That is a Golduck. Oh my god. See, the one issue, and that is an Umbreon. Having the shield advantage is nice and all. Tangrowth might have to clutch. But the one issue for Emboar, as a fighting type, is its only fighting move is Focus Blast, which you technically could run on Emboar instead of having Rock Slide. I prefer to have Rock Slide because of the last match we just ran, where you're going up against other flyers or potentially fire flyers, which are super common in Ultra Premier, and you can hit for double super effective damage. But the one situation where you would really love to have Focus Blast on your Emboar is when you're running into a dark type like Umbreon. I wouldn't say when you're running up against an ice type, because fire is already super effective against ice like fighting is, and I wouldn't say, I guess you could technically say a rock type, but I don't really see a bunch of rock types in. Get me out. Oh, what a catch. You don't really see a lot of rock types in Ultra Premier except for like Crustle. But Crustle's a rock bug, so it takes neutral from both the fighting damage and the fire damage. And these confusions actually hurt. These confusions hurt a lot. Should I have gone for the neutral rock slide? Maybe. But Blast Burn gets stabbed. And this is a community day feature. So you get to see what a resisted Blast Burn does there. We are getting confusioned all the way down, which is not great because, you know what? I know, because I don't want to get confusion down. I'm going to shield this. I'm going to throw. Oh, they bubble beam me. What a play. Oh, no, he's going to double bubble. Double bubble. No, I should have thrown immediately. I was like, do I maybe want to? Oh, no. No, and now we're stuck in a CMP tie. Oh, what a play. I should have thrown immediately. That's a big throw. So I was going to try and farm down. I was like, wait a minute. I want to take the confusion damage. Golduck out here clutching this match. Golduck out here clutching. No! And we just fell short, and I needed that shield. I should have thrown immediately. That was actually a throw on my end. So much for my Twitch viewers being paid actors. I'm a paid actor for my own Twitch viewers instead. But that was quite the team comp. I respect the Golduck Spice. GG's my opponent there. Now the real question is, who's worse at PvP? Emboar or Battle Bill with throwing these matches? So let's get into the next one. Hopefully don't throw a third match. They've already thrown 2. Got 1 confusion, 2 confusions, 3 confusions. I don't mind playing into CMP there, except for the fact that it wasn't CMP, and a 4th confusion went through, so that's not ideal. Leaf Blade is going to one-shot us here. 4, 5. Oh, he decided to throw on 5. Interesting. 1 away. I'm going to throw in the middle of this next confusion to force the shields. 6. I don't recommend throwing in the middle of confusions, but I didn't want to lose on a CMP tie there. Swap. Oh, he didn't throw. That's not great. Okay. Well, it's a good thing we lured out the Empoleon because of the pure fact that we don't want this anywhere near the Emboar. The reason why the Empoleon came in is because it's only taking neutral damage from the Tangrowth's grass damage, and technically Empoleon has access to a flying move of Drill Peck, which would be super effective against Tangrowth. Now, does it hit that hard even though it's super effective? Not quite. But it still hits, and it's still super effective. See, Tangrowth thick. You know, it's actually like one of those Pokemon that when you look at it and it's big, it matches its bigness. Similar like Snorlax. Actual high HP and defense to tank things. Alright, well, we kept Switch, but I'm very scared of that Gallade, actually. I'm actually extremely scared of that Gallade. I'm actually extremely scared of it, but he needs to throw. Okay, that's a positive. I was like, he's at 2 moves here. He's got to be like a Leaf Blade and a Close Combat. He Leaf Bladed me there. He has to throw again. The main reason why I'm afraid is because Emboar is a fighting type. Can't stress that enough. You don't remember. Emboar is a fighting type. Oh my god. 2, 3, 4, 5. I gotta stop throwing in the middle of moves. But Emboar is a fighting type, so I'm gonna take super effective from the confusion. That's why I was worried about it. So I need to make sure it had less health. Oof. Okay, they're at 5. So I should be able to shield this. And they're not at the next Rock Blast yet. Correct? Correct. Now, should I have farmed better? That's a real question. Because if I get confusion... Well, then again, if I get confusion down, not like Close Combat's one-shotting me. Gallade's going to take out my Swampert, because Mudshot would have taken it out. Respect to the Alolan Golem Spice. I almost left in a rock type against my fire type. But then again, Emboar is a fire fighting. So technically speaking, I would have taken neutral from the Alolan Golem. So I didn't have to be that scared. But at the same time, it was still going to take a while to get to like the Blast Burn. And then Rock Slide wasn't going to do great against the Alolan Golem. So better off breaking in the Swampert there, where the ground type damage is going to be double super effective on the electric and rock. And then the Hydro Cannon damage would have been super effective. So create that situation instead. GG's to my opponent. Let's see if Emboar can go off in this next match. Okay, so here's what we were weak to. Weak to Dragons. So we're going to stay in this. And the Shadow Dragonite is going to respect our Hydro Cannons because they hurt. Even though they're resisted, Shadow Dragonite is a glassy boy. See, I did like a third of its health. I need to do more than that, but that's not really the point here. Another one. Do we get a shield? No, we get it really low. So it's great. Our opponent is not committing to their Shadow Dragonite here. They are farming like crazy. I'm sure they're at 2 Dragon Claws, if not extremely close. And I'm not going to get to the next Hydro Cannon in time. So I'm going to let this first one come through. I wish it would have taken me out, to be 100% honest. Now I can come in with Tangrowth and deal double resisted Vine Whips. Or I can come in with Emboar and deal single resisted Embers. So we'll do the single resisted Embers. Didn't look like any attacks went through there, which is a bit unfortunate. Kind of ruins the whole... God, the amount of time it takes to get to this Blast Burn. So, yeah. One of the biggest weaknesses that's an extremely popular Pokemon in Ultra Premier battles, Empoleon. But we're going to throw a Blast Burn to force that shield, and then swap. Oh, boy. Oh boy, actually, I think we kind of have a play here. Kinda. Here's the play. We commit to Tangrowth a little bit. Commit to shields here. They probably don't commit to Excavalier just based on the pure fact I have Emboar in the back. And Emboar is going to be doing double super effective damage. Acid Sprayed. That's not ideal. Far from ideal. Actually... very smart play by my opponent, because it gets my shield that I needed to commit there. I mean, I could have also done... Oh, they committed the shield there. Oh, that might be a misplay. No, you know what else is a misplay? Me throwing this Rock Slide. Then again, once the switch timer is up, the switch timer is up on both ends. Trying to figure out the best way to go about this. Essentially, I wanted to farm this thing down. Oh, no. Did not want to catch that charge move. It's going to be another Acid Spray. We're just going to get Waterfall down. All right, GG's. This is another comment. Yeah, I mean, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to shield the Hydro Cannon so I can get Waterfall down? But then Tangrowth does not have enough health left to survive these next waterfalls. So it's unfortunately a cat. Actually, might be able to survive these waterfalls. Actually, I have a little bit more health than I thought I had. Oh my god. But we're going to take out the Empoleon. And we're not going to be able to take out the Escavalier because it's going to double resist our Vine Whips. And the counter's going to come through and kill us. Oh, that's unfortunate. You know what? Considering how badly we got hard countered there, we kept that relatively close. And we had a potential win condition. But I needed to really set up Emboar well on the Escavalier to farm it so I could throw another Blast Burn at the Empoleon. But since our switch timers were exactly at the same point, that wasn't going to be very likely. So we did the best we could, considering that was a pretty hard counter team. So GG to my opponent. So getting into this last battle, I got to admit, Emboar has, I don't want to say impressed me because I don't want to say it's been amazing, but it's definitely gone a bit above my expectations to the point where I believe, not with Ember as its fast move, but I believe that Emboar is being set back by the fact that its fast move is Ember. If Emboar was given access to Incinerate over Ember, then I actually think that having Blast Burn on it would make it relatively useful, because Incinerate would allow it to spam charge moves, and then again it has access to Rock Slide for its counters and whatnot. And it's not as glassy. It's not tank, even though it's a big board. It's not exactly a tanky Pokemon, but it's not as glassy as I was expecting it to be. We're gonna take the L here because we need an Earthquake. I'm gonna let this come through. But it does deal some pretty solid heavy damage. Now the question is, do we come in with Emboar and do we Ember this thing down? Just for the content. For the content. See? Content. Embered it down. Shout out Greninja when it gets its Community Day move. Hydro Cannon. See how good that thing will be. It really was done dirty by... Oh my god. It was really done dirty by the fact that Bubble got nerfed. Try and slow down Azu's. Greninja needed Bubble to be exactly where it was. Greninja could definitely use a better water fast move. Doesn't it get like Water Shuriken or something like that? Make that a fast move. Make it something good for Greninja, because Greninja's glassy, very attack heavy. Now this is going to be a body slam. I really doubt they go play rough because that would also be neutral. So like that body slam does way more damage than it should. But at least I was able to threaten both shields here in this situation where I'm going up against Psychic Fairy, which with the psychic damage was doing super effective, and it was also quite spammy. Let's get out of here before we get farmed down. Power Whip the thingy all the way down. I don't think it has enough energy to play rough again. I'm going to actually save a shields. Hopefully I'm not saving them for season 25, even though this technically isn't really Go Battle League. But I'm going to farm all the way down. I'm going to shield this, farm all the way down. But yeah, I actually don't think Emboar as a Pokemon, statistically, like stat product wise, is actually that horrible. I think it really just needs a better fast move. With Rock Slide and Blast Burn, it actually might have legitimate play if you could give it Incinerate too as a fast move, or even Counter, somebody was suggesting. And this is GG. Talonflame is... Wait, I mixed it up. Tangrowth is a Talonflame counter confirmed. Gonna get off both of these Rock Slides. They're hitting hard. Double super effective damage. No stab. Grass counter fire. Grass counters fire, Keck W. Just like my fighting fire type in Emboar countered the Psychic Fairy in Galarian Rapidash. But GG's to my opponent on that last one. Really big play by committing to a complete farm down of the Galarian Rapidash there. And using the shield. But also shout out to my opponent for running that Spice. That was Greninja and Galarian Rapidash. Major respect for them running that team comp together. So that is a collection of battles. I don't know, 9, 10. I put together a whole collection for the content to show you Emboar in Ultra League. Do you want Blast Burn on it? Yes. Do you want to use it and go Battle League right now? No. So we already kind of went through all the pros and the cons. The biggest thing is it needs a better fast move. If Emboar could get access to Incinerate or another good fast move, potentially even Counter, like I mentioned before, I'm repeating myself, but I really want to emphasize this on the outro. I do believe that Emboar could have some unique niche play as a fire type in specific Ultra League. Maybe in Great League, might be too glassy there. Definitely not in Master League. It just doesn't max out high enough. But yeah, I don't want to say I was impressed, but maybe hold on to Emboar with Blast Burn for each of the leagues in case it ever receives a better fast move in the future, or one of its current fast moves get buffed again. Could see future play. Current play, no. Let me know your thoughts. Tell me how your community days went, and let me know if you liked this kind of like format of the video. It's going to be cut up a little bit. It might come out awkward. I'm not sure how great my commentating was, but please do let me know in the comment section below. And if you have any constructive criticism, just because the way that this was, I took these battles from my Twitch stream and I was like queuing up with people, so there's going to be weird cuts, and I might have repeated myself when I was going into battles and stuff like that, but I'll work on that personally. On that note, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It really helps support the channel and our push to 7K. I've been sitting at 6.97K for the longest time. YouTube algorithm has not been my best friend, or maybe I just need to improve the content that I'm putting out on YouTube, but I'm trying. I'm getting back in grind mode. You've been getting pretty much daily videos, or you're at least going to be getting for the entire summer. So again, I will see you all in the next